he was Vegas.
Let me ask,
he was like Vegas sports guy, and I think everyone out there would love to just do some studying at night, wake up in the morning, see if the lines change, and then either stay at home and work the markets and have a TV wall with 7 TVs and watch games, or just go hang out at a sports book. Dave did more of the former, right? That's the life. You get to watch sports, and that's your job.
So let me ask you this: saying that, having lived the life, having lived for himself, living for what he loved to do, why do you think he was so willing to go? And he didn't want to, pursue different remedies to potentially stay here so he can keep doing what he loves to do.
I mean, listen, I'm not here to speak for Dave, and there are people who are a lot closer to Cokin than I was, but in his messages, he basically said, I found out like 14 months ago, I fought the fight, and, now we're talking about a fight. The next step might not do anything. So am I going to prolong suffering?
Right.
So he wanted to be out, basically on the top of his game, and he wasn't doing well down the stretch. But if you noticed on Twitter, up until 5 days ago, and I think he got taken from his house on Sunday, up until 5 days ago, he was tweeting bets, tweeting sports takes, tweeting some political stuff. He was doing what he did his whole life. So, and I have so many like little nuggets that come into my head. Dave was like Chief Crank. He was a nice guy. He would talk to you. He would also tell you if you were wrong. It didn't matter if you were on the air or off, but he was Chief Crank. And I remember as technology was growing, right? And Twitter came along, and I think my account I started like 2009.
Yeah.
So Twitter starts picking up like 2011, and we would talk about it on air. I'm like, Dave, this is going to be like a really big thing in sports. And he's like, I already have Facebook. I can't. And he was like, I'm like, dude, it's going to be a big thing. And then Mike, he lived on Twitter. Like it was just because it's an outlet for a guy like Cokin who's got thoughts and then bad beats and stuff to talk about. It was just an outlet to be like, hey, here's a message. I'm present. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. So we'll get into Dave a little more as the show goes along. But like I said, his best sport and the most opinionated you would get was baseball.
Really?
And that's why I love doing a show with him, because I am a Yankees fan. I hate the Red Sox. I don't like Boston. I generally don't like the accent. I don't like people from that area. He was also a Patriots fan. So it's Yankee fan doing a show with a Patriots and Red Sox fan. And one of the great things about him, like you've done radio, in an ensemble cast or a talk show, like you get argumentative, man. And sometimes it can get personal. And people walk away from shows sometimes. I'm sure this happens in TV. I hope.
Yeah.
Like, I hope I never offend anyone. I do Sin City Sports Beat every once in a while with you guys. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care.
We love that about
feelings. We did something last week on the women's team, and I'm like, hey, this is how I feel, and I'm sorry if you disagree. And I hope no one walks away from those shows going, that guy's a jerk.
Yeah.
I hope, but I kind of don't care. And some of that was from, I had that, but it got elevated to the next level by Dave. And the great thing about good sports talk radio shows is that you can hash it out. It can get ugly. You can argue. You can go over the top on each other. And then at the end of the show, you're like, all right, good show. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you're not going home like,
no, it's true.
And complaining about it, because you can't have a good talk show if you're constantly worried about what the other person is thinking, or you're going home mad or they're going home
100%. And that's why everybody at Fox 5 and Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network, we all love Steve, and we love you. And we call you the professor behind your back, because you're the master at doing all that kind of stuff. But to me, this is exactly what you just said there is why I think sports fans, people who are willing to have these conversations, this is what we need in our world for everything beyond sports. We need to be willing to have differing opinions, talk to each other, have an argument, and then be able to say, okay, I get you, I get me, but it's, no problem, dude. And that's what we need to be able to do. And I think sports is such a great arena for us to practice those things as a society.